So we have Sabra Kofra on the line, who is from Texas. Sabra, talk about your market and what's going on in your market, the pricing there, because I know that Texas has gone through some real price drops, and just what's going on generally, and how are you helping people through those difficult times?
Well, it's been really tough. Actually, since COVID, market really slowed down. This year has been very, very slow. Um, I have but lots of people needing to sell their house because possibly job relocations, things like that. They're ready to make a move, or they need to downsize because things have gotten too expensive, and the houses are sitting on the market. So we're having to drop prices, trying to get that buyer. And we thought it was interest rates. We had that little bit of a drop. Had a few buyers come out. It wasn't dramatic, but now since the election's over, we're starting to see an influx of buyers. So I think now it's going to pick up. I think that was more important because people were so anxious, about what's going to happen, you know, and it's like, hey, you're still going to need a place to live. So no matter how you feel about it, and we're seeing that. So this is definitely helping. People are coming out. But we're also seeing that, there's been a number of short sales, there's foreclosures, and we're trying to let people know that, hey, we're here to help you. Just talk to us. It's nothing to be ashamed about. Life happens, and it's been rough. COVID was rough. This has been rough since COVID. People have lost people, and they've lost jobs. There's been, and like you were talking about, there's been natural disasters that have run people. We had, fires up here in the Texas Panhandle, and of course, with all the hurricanes and everything, insurance has doubled and tripled. And we're just trying to let people know, let us help you before you lose the house. Just talk to us. Let's see what we can do, because there's a good chance we can help you. And it's whenever they're hiding it and you lose the house, and then you're going, whoa, wait a minute. What do you mean you're losing your house next week? And you're scrambling to try and find somebody to pick up that note and save them. Yeah. The other thing that I have found, and I've had this happen with a couple of people, is we list the house, it doesn't sell. And so we're sitting on the market because buyers aren't even looking at anything. And then, so, they're kind of nervous about it. And it's like, hey, just trust, you got to trust God before you are. That's just how I feel about it. And then we come up and they're like, we've been on the market for 6 months, 8 months, right? And they're like, okay, what will you charge me to get out of my listing? And I'll go, oh, I'm not going to charge you anything, but what's going on? And they're like, well, I think now I might be able to refinance and keep my house. Well, they never told me that they really didn't want to sell. It just became so unaffordable with all the inflation. And so now we're trying to help some people do the refi. So really just letting people know that, hey, what is your situation? What's going on in your life? How can we help you? Because we're not just here to sell a house and help you buy a house. We're here to help you solve the problems, to make your life better for whatever it is you need and want.
I love that. And so, anybody in this network, so Sabra is a cash CPO expert. Talk a little bit about where you are, Sabra, and what's special about your area.
Okay. I'm in Amarillo, Texas, and everybody always thinks that that's going to be Dallas. No, go straight north. We're in the little box at the top, and we service the whole Texas Panhandle, very conservative area, and our cost of living probably is less than just about anywhere else in Texas and most parts of the country. And we have a lot of land, and it's and everybody has this idea that it's just flat and boring. No, we have the second largest canyon in the United States, Colorado Canyon, next to the Grand Canyon.
I didn't know.
It's beautiful. Oh, sometime you got to come out. It's absolutely beautiful.
Oh.
They have the show called Texas that runs from May through middle of August, and it's a play. It's wonderful, and they tell the story about the Texas Panhandle and Charles Goodnight, and a little Wild West there, and but it's a beautiful country. You have a lot of ranchers, lots of cattle. You have farmland. And when you drive across the Panhandle, it really is beautiful. We don't have a lot of trees, so we don't like to cut down trees. And because there are kind of rare
fall, right? So many people are moving to Texas for obvious reasons.
Yes.
And I love what you said, Sabra. I just want to hone in on that, because any great agent, don't be embarrassed. Don't be ashamed. I know that's hard to say, especially if you've never faced not being able to afford your house before. Things happen. People get sick. People lose their jobs, or insurance doubles because something that's happened. So important, guys. We're people, right? And the good agents will really help you through this. Just be honest, because those of us who are good agents are also a very smart business person, right? So we can help you strategize through this. If you just can't afford the house, oh my gosh, I've had listings I've been to before where the couple couldn't afford the house. I'll never forget this one. I helped the lady. She was selling some kind of supplements. I helped her do social media and build up her business. He was in construction. This is years ago. He was in construction. I got him out there and got him lots of construction work. I got her helping to set up her business in supplements so that they didn't have to sell the house. And they're like, what is this? This is crazy. You're a listing agent. That's why you make your money. I'm like, listen, you're going to be talking about me forever and a day in this market because I helped you not lose your house. That's who we are, guys. So if you've got a house to sell or you've got something going on, touch base with us because we've got 19 different ways to help you resolve this. So thank you so much for that, Sabra.
Absolutely. I will tell you, since this summer, I've helped 3 people stay in their home that thought they wanted to sell. They say that your house you live in is not an asset. Sometimes it is. And when that person sells, it looks like they're going to have a lot of money in their pocket, but your money doesn't go very far. And so we had to revisit that. And I had one last night. They called and they were so sad. They said, we love you. We love you so much. And we don't want to hurt you, but we don't feel like we can afford to sell and buy that house, even though we love it. And I told them, I said, this isn't about me. This is about you. And I said, that's why I said, why don't you spend a little bit of time and really pray about this before we jump in?
Right.
Because we want to make sure it's the right thing. I mean, they're in their 70s and they're fixing to put themselves in a position that he'll never retire. And it was like, why would you do that?
Yes. Listen to her heart, people. This is who we are in this network. We won't work with other agents. We can find you someone everywhere. You've heard today from New Jersey. You've heard from Texas. You've heard from the west coast of Florida. You've heard from Joey in California. This is who those agents are. Go to cashcpo.com, click on Find Agent, and we've got one there for you. In Canada as well. We've got Canadian agents out there now.